Hello, hello, hello. Good evening. Oh God, I'm sorry for being a little bit late. Voyager Boy, Dr. Friedheim, Nano, hello, good friend. Hello to you, Lilo. Hello as well. I just need to update GSX one last time, just to get hopefully the jetways to show up correctly. All right, let me just see. So how does it work here? How can I deactivate jetways here? I don't know. No, it doesn't matter. All right, anyways. Right, welcome. How have you all been, guys? I hope you're all doing well. And let me put this to the screen so you guys can see what we're doing. Cabanos, hello to you. And Andreas, moin. So today we are back in P3D. And the FSLabs. A lot of people have requested the FSLabs lately, so I thought, well, why not go and fly the FSLabs today on VATSIM on a flight from Zagreb to Tivat. Well, we all know Tivat, right? Mark, hello to you. How are you? So there we go. Let's have a look for Wizz Air. With the shark keys, change airport, Lima, Delta, Zulu, Alpha. Now I'm going to put myself on the ramp there. So is that going to work or not? Let me go and put this at 1500. That way I'm going to have daytime at Tivat. We all know that Tivat, you're not allowed to land there at nighttime. So you're going to make sure you're going to be there in daytime. And then, you've got a chance of flying the circling as well. So let me edit the flight plan really quickly. MT Cross, hello to you. So I'm wondering, not much has happened lately, has it? It's been really quiet for some reason. So let me put the panel states to load state. Let's put this on GPU, confirm. Trosport, hello to you. Angelend, good evening. Nice to see you all. So let's have a look. We are currently at 1509, that's fine. And then I think we're pretty much ready to start everything. That looks good, that looks good. VPilot. Milton, yes, I do. Yes, and in the meantime, I do fly the 787 IRL. Yeah. So let me just file the flight plan so that we don't get told off again that we didn't file a flight plan, right? Not that I have ever forgotten my flight plan. Did it? Oh, the A340. Yeah, I think that was already confirmed. Didn't the crew already confirm a wind shear on liftoff? Because that's really what it looked like to me. Quite a typical thing that you rotate and suddenly you get kind of negative wind shear. Yeah, so I think that's what happened, yeah. Right, let's have a look here. VPilot, file, flight plan, level 330. We're departing at, let's say in half an hour. Looks good, 49 minutes flight time. And we are called Wizz Air 711. Who would have thought? Connect. Right, let's see how busy they are here. Manak, you live in Zagreb, or yeah? Because I've been here in real life as well a couple of times. Very nice indeed. Cool. Let's get things started, shall we? So we're going to go to here, Navigraph, close, unload, import flight, import from SimBrief, and there we go. Nice. Then connections, ground services. Okay, so let's go OFP, refresh. Oh, I guess we've got to do the init first, don't we? I have not been in this aircraft for ages, guys. Ages and ages.
Welcome aboard the Captain Black Box Twitch channel subscriber experience.
Request.
Could new subscribers please
And
make your way
Pilot
to the first
19, thank you so
class
much.
where complimentary drinks, snacks and premium flight entertainment will be served. Thank you.
Hi BB.
Hello.
Nice to see you flying the FSLabs again. Smile. Thanks for your streams.
Thank you so much for your support, Pilot 19. That's really kind. So let's have a look. So how do I get OFP? There we go. I was just wondering when that is going to load, but there we have it. So that's the flight plan. And then let's have a look for connections. Request stairs. That's actually quite a nice aircraft, isn't it? I'm from Germany, Ducky. Hello to you. Nicholas, good old that's working the weather radar and excellent. Yeah. I don't know if we have to use the weather radar today. To be honest, I am actually completely unprepared regarding the weather. So it's going to be like pretending that we are actually just now getting into the aircraft, or the debriefing. So there we go. Let's load for the smart cars as well. There it is. So let's have a look at the flight plan, shall we? OFP. So currently, Wizz Air 711. And we've got 49 minutes, 3.2 final reserve or reserves, and then we've got Belgrade as our alternate airport. Takes 2.1 tons. Minimum fuel is 621. It's got an hour of extra fuel in it. Tivat very quickly to go around there, so might as well take an hour. Not an hour, but a ton of extra fuel. Tivat, variable 2 knots, nice. That should give us a nice option for the circling there. Traffic permitting. 19 to cab, okay, no threats there whatsoever. The Belgrade alternate is also nice. And there we go. So Zagreb currently 105, cab, okay, 26 degrees. What more do we want? Ducky, which one do I like more, P3D or MSFS? I think, well, at the moment, I would say I do stream more Microsoft Flight Sim, but here's the thing: I don't really. I do like P3D. It's something. When I get asked, which A320 is better? Is it the FSLabs or is it Phoenix? And I have to say, well. Both have their pros and cons, but all in all, P3D is not as bad as people make it out to be. I do enjoy P3D. And here is something as well for you guys regarding the cross the pond. So 9th, I have to go and book my slot. I don't know yet which routing I'm going to get, but I plan to fly it either with the 777 from PMDG in P3D, right, before anybody gets excited, or the 747 in P3D. So we will go P3D, cross the pond, because I want to. I actually want to fly either the 747 or the 777. I want to have a nice aircraft, good autosave. Ducky, yes, you can ask in German. That's no problem. But as always, I do answer in English if that's okay. I can sadly book a slot under the 12. What do you mean, Jilend? Let's do the wind request real quickly. You got the email, didn't you? How can I use ACARS? What do you mean here? In the FSLabs? There's two things. So ACARS or CPDLC. CPDLC, you have to enter hobby code in one of the config files in P3D, in the FSLabs. But there's an explanation on the FSLabs documents. So when you have the FSLabs, go into your documents folder there. There is lots of PDF files regarding, how to install, how to get all of the different systems working, etc., etc. Yeah. I mean, so P3D does give you the option to, make it look very nice indeed. So, Orbix has some fantastic scenery add-ons. The only time when I advise people not to get P3D is in the cases where they don't own it yet. So if you don't own P3D yet, then I would highly recommend looking at the overall costs first of all. So the initial costs to get things working is fairly high. And I mean, with a good aircraft add-on, good scenery add-ons. Hey, greetings to Brazil. Nice. Baracho, how are you? Yes, MT Cross, I agree. I have 60 FPS right now. Completely smooth on my side. So really, really nice. Yeah, totally agree. It runs very nice. So the zero fuel weight actually can pop the MCDU out on this one. So let's enter 59.2 as expected. And the block fuel is supposed to be... is there any good A380 simulation? Not to my knowledge yet. I mean, there's lots of... I think there's at least 2 A380. There we go, specs. There's at least 2 A380 being planned right now for Microsoft Flight Sim. So that's that. 2 tons alternate time. Right, so that's that. Init A page, 330, Cosmic 30, temperature right now. What's the temperature right now? 26 degrees. What? 26? Blimey. Is P3D good on default? I would not say so, no. It's always dependent on, on what people expect. But for me, especially with, comparison of other flight sims, if you get P3D, you need some other add-ons. Right, table 1 whiskey, then we go flight planned routing. If I go to route, hang on, let's go to data, second page, routes, and then I can go Zagreb, Tivat, 1, put that in there, and then store the active flight plan. I will get the routing in here. So I can quickly check that. Tebli 1 whiskey, Tebli, direct to Idazi, direct to Glomi, direct to Delta Bravo Kilo, that's Brovnik, direct to Pinuk. So that's all correct. And in Munich, you also have 25 degrees. Yeah, I think we had about 22 today or 21. And then yesterday we had, 25 as well. Crazy. Now we're going to shoot the localizer Yankee 3-2 with a possible circling. Now there's 2 arrivals for Pinuk. So it's the 1 Delta and the 3 Alpha available. Let me just check the map. Although let me go try and get the loading going. Request boarding. Actually, let's go with refueling first. Well, Taco dude, it's another one of those questions which is hard to answer. It all depends on your personal preference. Where do you, which kind of topics do you weigh more important? Is it true flight dynamics? Is it do you weigh good visuals more? So regarding realistic add-ons, then then of course P3D still has the overall better add-ons. But again, the costs are, you can't deny the initial costs. So that's Pinuk going to Gozud. I think we're going to take the 3 Alpha, because that should lead us then to the Yankee approach. There goes it. There we go. So, in your opinion, do you prefer the FSLabs or Phoenix? Well, whenever I fly the FSLabs, I have a feeling that overall it still is more mature. It has a better overall feel to it regarding how I would use, how it would work on an A320 IRL. The Phoenix has become better and better, but then even the flight model. So here P3D, the overall steering of the aircraft. So when in manual flight, the FSLabs just feels more realistic in the sense that the inputs that I'm making have the desired effect on the aircraft, which I can't always say regarding the Phoenix. We know the flare sometimes, currently the flare in config 3 compared to the config full is just a little bit off. So P3D, P3, the Phoenix Flaps 3 is having a terrible flare model at the moment. So Pinuk 1 Delta, actually 1 Delta is also good, isn't it? Because that's the RNAV to go, so and then we've got TV. Although we don't really need the no, disregard that then. Let's go with the there it is. So we're going to take the Pinuk 3 Alpha. Pinuk 3 Alpha. Voyager, you said enough go of time. Yeah, so I agree. P3D can cause you headaches with some of the tweaking. Although I have to say as well that I'm going to clear that one. I have to say as well that here now, currently, I don't have a feeling that I had to do much lately. Knock on wood. I have the what they're called. They're called not the. It's not professional. Is it professional right now? I keep forgetting which versions there are. Let me just check. So there is currently. Well, hang on. In version 5, there was something called professional. There was something called
Welcome aboard the
I'm trying to
Captain
think.
Black
There was
Box
one where you
Euro
had
Channel
a little
Good news,
watermark.
subscribers, please make their
Yeah,
way to
academic,
the
right?
first
That was
class
with the
cabin,
watermark.
where
So I
complimentary
had the
drinks,
personal.
snacks and premium flight infotainment will be served. Thank you.
Or was it professional? So I guess you would only choose between either academic or the one more expensive version. So, and I have like kind of the middle version. I don't have the professional plus. So it could be professional. Yeah, then it's professional. Yeah, Adam. So we just talk about which version. I think I have the professional version. Does it say in here somewhere? Let me just make sure I don't have any. Yeah, it's professional. It says professional here. Yeah. It's professional. Is Phoenix getting close to the FSLabs? Yeah, the Phoenix, system-wise, simulation-wise, it is getting closer and closer, no doubt. Right, we didn't hear the fuel truck come in. 4.9? No, that's not right, is it? 6.9. All right, let's go quickly change that fuel. So OFP data, let's put this to 1540 in here. Refuel instant, send. There we go, 6.9. And then for the boarding, request. How come I can't? So zero fuel weight, 59.1. Boarding. Request. Let's try that. Cool. Ducky, well, you have to read through the description, which version is which. So the academic would be for someone just for absolute private use. Ah, it's getting busy here. Look at that. Nice. Fernando, thank you so much for the kind words. How are you? Matty, hello. I think the academic does have the watermark. I've never owned the academic, but whenever I've seen people stream the academic version, I think it had a watermark somewhere on the screen, on the corner somewhere. It does, right? Yeah. Then my memory doesn't fool me. So currently we are located here. We're going to depart 04 to the east. And so Bravo intersection is an option. Charlie intersection may be an option. We'll have to calculate that. The departure route, we're expecting the TD1 Whiskey. All right, got people boarding. So the TD1 Whiskey initial climb clearance is going to be 6,000 feet. So 6,000 feet it is. Omar, yeah, I know, because the thing is with the Concorde does take some practice. You just can't hop into the Concorde from FSLabs, which is a very good add-on, but you just simply can't, just jump in and fly it. I mean, maybe some of you can, I can't. I have to go and, revisit all of the little details regarding how to use the flight engineer, how to use, all the different setups and so on. So for me, unfortunately, yeah, you know, maybe over the next couple of weeks I have some free time, and maybe I can try to get. Yeah, I need to definitely do a test flight before the stream. Otherwise, I'm going to annoy my viewers. So there we go. 6,000 feet initially, and then we go via the straight ahead 760 feet right, climbing track 097 degrees, cross 35.3 Victor Bravo Alpha at over 3,000 after passing 33. 35.3 VBA, proceed via Anaf Sit. Okay, then we got 803, 804 Tebli. Let's try and look at that. So 803, 804 Tebli. That is all correct. Then I wanted to have a look at the ARCAS here. We got the latest info Bravo. We got easterly wind still 105 knots KVOK. Level 110's transition. Advise you of information Bravo. Excellent. So we got in the A page filled out. We got in the B page filled out. Wind data is already loaded. We have. Although let me check the wind data quickly here. In the cruise page. Yep. Cruise is also loaded. Fantastic. Flight plan page is filled up and no discontinuities for the localizer 3.2 later on. RatNav, we said we want to have the. We want to have Victor Bravo Alpha and Zagreb. Just for reference, those two. Div Rips. So performance. We are going to expect a takeoff weight of around about 66 tons. So let's go for the takeoff performance calculator. And this is one of those things here. The takeoff calculator is a lot better, in my opinion, here in the FSLabs compared to the Phoenix. I think it needs the ICAO code, right? There we go. So 04 Bravo. I mean, we can try Charlie, shall we? Shall we try Charlie as well? So all that data is inserted. Let me just enter a few values here in case they change to the more negative side. Takeoff weight, well, we did expect a bit more, didn't we? 66 tons. So let me try and calculate that here.
Welcome aboard the Captain Black Box Twitch channel subscriber experience.
Well, Microsoft Flight Sim is a good simulator, no doubt. That's the only thing I don't like, the flat 3 config.
Entertainment will be served. Thank you.
But definitely, Microsoft Flight Sim is a good simulator. You know, for 98% of all of the users, I would say, Microsoft Flight Sim is a good sim. It's just for the more hardcore flight simmers. So those that do understand a bit more about flight simming and you know how the real aircraft feels, etc., then you know, they would be a bit disappointed in Microsoft Flight Sim. Oscar November India, thank you so much to you as well for the 54 months. That's much appreciated. How are you, Oscar November India? I hope you're doing well. 54, that's a long time. There's the applause. Headback, did I hear you say you prefer P3DV5.4? I have 5.4 currently installed, but oh, look at that. It's got some original Wizz Air announcements. And there's an aircraft coming in here. Look at that. That's an A340, isn't it? I'm good. I'm doing well. Oscar November. Yeah, I had a very interesting rotation to Montreal the other day. We had lots of snow, and on the way in, we had a medical emergency. Luckily, but I mean, it happened while we are approaching Montreal, so not over the Atlantic or anything like that. KLM is taxing out. Fantastic. Got a data here from Croatia. Nice. So what's my favorite sim? I don't have a single favorite sim, Ducky. There's, like I said, you know, I like P3D, I like X-Plane, and I like Microsoft Flight Sim, but for different reasons and with different aircraft types. Nice, someone else departing. So coming back to the calculations, guys. So Charlie intersection, if we're allowed to use that, that has a overall shift. Let's have a look. Where's my shift info? There is 1,100 meters. Air conditioning off, and it's still flexing 63. Let me go air conditioning on. Let me try that again. 60. That's 3 degrees. Yeah, that's a lot. So normally we would have, for 3 degrees flex, we would have the air conditioning off. The renovation work, we are actually today. We had to move some really heavy furniture, and that's why I was getting a bit hard pressed with time. So we had to move some of the furniture out today. Yeah. Next week it's starting. End of next week it's going to be getting a lot more serious. You know, stairs being taken out, the ceiling being taken out. Ceiling in the sense that the cover of the ceiling, the top ceiling, that's going to not the whole ceiling, right? So, but yeah, it's going to be wild. Not going to lie. So we'll have to see how that all goes. Martin, hello to you. Avenger, how are you doing? Late Merry Christmas. So for the most realistic, which aircraft type, Ducky? What's a higher flex? The higher flex is always better. So whenever you have a higher flex, it means you are simulating a very high temperature. So that reduces the fuel flow in the engine to avoid a thermal kind of overstress in the turbine section. And so even though it's not that hot, but you're simulating a very high outside air temperature, so the whole program is calculating with a lower fuel flow, a lower power output, and that way you are actually saving fuel, but you still have enough thrust to get the aircraft airborne and flying, even single engine. So that's why we actually do the flex calculations there. How do you mentally calculate the wind correction angle when you land in a crosswind? Well, there's certain rules of thumb. So for example, one of the very important figures is 30 degrees off. Hey Toto, flex isn't about saving fuel? Well, in part it is. I mean, that's one of the advantages as well, right? So you have, yes, of course, you have less stress on the engine, so you extend engine life, but also it does save fuel as well, to a certain degree, and noise, yeah. So let's go flex 63. Oh, hang on, what's that? No, disregard. Flaps 1. And we go flex 63. I do already have version 6. However, the problem I have with version 6 is that enough? Stop 182. Yeah, that's fine. You have to install add-ons with a certain workaround. And here actually, so from Adam's YouTube channel, he has made some very good videos on how to get those add-ons working. So PNBG, and I think a couple of other add-ons as well. Right, let's see. Transition 10,000. We got, let's take NADP 1. Although I can check the settings in a minute. Virtual fuel is free, that's true. And Orbix will be releasing global base soon. Okay, nice. Okay, I didn't know that. So they are going to be updating for version 6 as well. That's good news. That is very good news. I like that. So let me go onto my website real quickly. Toto, I'm always happy for inputs. I'm just kind of a little bit confused because I mean it's more it's one of those discussions where I just don't see wrong or right. I mean I get your point, Toto. I get your point, but I mean from trying to explain someone here on stream why we're flexing. And then, to be honest, I don't exactly know. I would agree that the biggest savings come from engine life increase due to the flexing. But in the end, it does mean lower RPM and lower fuel flow. So, I mean, for me, to my logic, it does save fuel in the end. Now, no doubt. So, Toto, no doubt. When it comes to these very technical things, I will definitely listen to you. I know that you are extremely knowledgeable on these things. So let's see. Now, what's better, Phoenix or I don't know. To be honest, it's one of those things. Phoenix is a good add-on, and we have the the FSLabs being good add-on. It's one of those discussions. It doesn't really matter who's best. If you own P3D and you have lots of scenery for P3D, I don't see a reason why you shouldn't have the FSLabs and you shouldn't fly the FSLabs. But if you don't already own P3D, if you don't already own all the sceneries for P3D, then why spend so much money on the simulator and add-ons if you already have a very good version on Microsoft Flight Sim with the Phoenix? But to say, ask which is better, it's just, to me, it's one of those discussions. You just don't get a result, a satisfactory answer to that. So let me put it this way: if and when FSLabs comes to Microsoft Flight Sim, then you have a direct comparison of those two types on the same flight sim platform. Then it makes sense again. Then it makes sense to compare the two add-ons. But otherwise, right now, it's hard to compare. I'm just wondering why I'm not getting my load sheet figures here. Connections. Let me see. Boarding completed. Good. Let me go in here then, and let me just do it that way. So we have the performance request. Boarding. All right, let's do instant here. There we go. Now we have the load sheet. That was what I'm looking for there. Fantastic. Cool. Wow, there's a lot of interest in P3D. I like it. Yeah, could we go back to flight simming? Would you recommend the move over to version 6 as your P3 long hauls? But stock? Yeah, so I'm pretty sure, for example, if you use the PMDG 747-400, so with the normal CRTs, so displays, not the LCD displays, because at the moment, Adam, correct me if I'm wrong, but the LCD displays are not working properly. They're a bit dark in version 6, unless there has been a fix already. I don't know. Maybe there's been a fix, but the PMDG 747-400 works very nicely in version 6. But there's a workaround that you have to do. So I'm going to go and put 59.0. That's the final value here. And the CG is 33.4. Toto, yeah. I don't understand why, Toto, why people love EIS-1 so much, because like I say, in real life, I've honestly not heard a real-world pilot say that they prefer EIS-1 over EIS-2. It's just one of those things. It's... So let me just look at Zagreb. So we've got NDP-1, actually. I need to correct that. And then it's 1900, and the engine out is just straight ahead, 25 miles to hold. So we've got 1860, and we've got 3360. Engine out is correct. Right, let's put the engine out info in here. So we're going to put Lima Delta Zulu Alpha. Oh, we're a bit late. We're running late. We've been talking too much. So it should be 043 track, 25 miles. There we are. And secondary, copy active. We'll do a return plan. Oops, return plan here. New destination, Lima Delta Zulu Alpha. So version 6 has a new lighting system completely, although any PBR textures from version 5 will look exactly the same in version 6 as they are. From so the LCD screens, if they have their own PBR done right for version 5, it look fine. I don't have any dark flight decks in them. As I change the dark ones myself. Okay, do you have a video on how to do that, Adam? So LS4. No start, no via. Fantastic. We are ready. Let's go and get the clearance, shall we? So let's go to MCDU, ATSU, ATC menu, request. No, where was it? AOC menu, departure ATOS. Let's go one more time. Departure ATOS. And then we have, that's information Charlie. 1018, we'll change that in a minute. ATC request, pre-departure clearance. There we go. Although the question is, do we have PDC? Let me try. At least let me try. So we're called Wizz Air 711. ATIS Charlie, stand number 9. Is it 9? No, 11. Test. So it is 11. All right, let's try that. Let's see if that works. No guarantee, but we'll see. Receive messages. So, in the meantime, Canada 320 driver, hello to you. How are you? Okay, no station online. Okay, that's fine. Then let's go do that via voice. So that's going to be 121850. Okay, so let's see. I just need to try one more thing. Sound settings. Zagreb ground, good evening from Wizz Air 711, information Charlie, requesting clearance please.
Wizz Air 711 Zagreb ground, good evening, information Charlie is correct, stand by for clearance.
Standing by, Wizz Air 711.
Wizz Air 38 Papa Bravo, contact tower 18.3, 795.
Contact tower, bye-bye, Wizz Air 38 Papa Bravo.
As always, guys, let me know if the ATC is too loud or too quiet. Then I can change that.
Wizz Air 711, did copy your clearance?
Wizz Air 711, go ahead, please.
Wizz Air 711, information Charlie is correct, clear to destination Tivat via table 1 whiskey departure, runway 04, initial climb 6,000 feet, scope 5207.
Wizz Air 711 is clear to Tivat via table 1 whiskey departure, climb 6,000, runway 04 and the squawk 5207.
Wizz Air 711, read back correct.
And good evening, 75741, Delta short of Foxtrot.
75741, good evening, Zagreb ground, continue taxi via Golf, Mike Charlie to stand Echo 6.
Would you recommend the move over to version 6 so you speed through long hauls? Okay, so I answered that one as well. Performance, I have to say, for me, version 5 is performing very nicely at the moment, so I don't have any bigger issues with that. Jocks GPU off. So let's do a quick briefing for you guys.
5741, no delay please, aircraft is landing.
So we're an A320 Sharkless version with IAE engines. So we have engine pressure ratio indications here today. Technically, with everything working, no specials there, and we ordered 6.9 tons. We have 6,880 in the tanks, balanced, giving us an extra fuel. It should be around about a ton. It says 1.4 there. That's going to for a second approach in Tivat if needed. The departure routing is the Tebby 1 Whiskey departure. Already briefed that up 6,000 feet. The sector altitudes for us are 2,800 feet. In case of engine failure, proceeding straight out, acceleration is, don't want that update, thank you, is 1,900 feet. And in case of engine failure, we do a climb to 4,000 feet, radar vectored return, ILS 04 here in Zagreb. Stop margin, about 200 meters, dry runway, not critical. So we abort the takeoff until V1 for engine thrust loss, aircraft not controllable, ATC call, or any cautions, warnings coming through the inhibition phase. Cockpit preparation checklist. Gear pins covers removed. Fuel quantity. We have 6,880 kilograms. And seatbelts on. ADIRS nav bow ref.
Fire 656, request and good clearance with information.
1018. Set checked.
Charlie on board.
Cockpit preparation checklist completed. So let's do the before start items. Beacon on. Fuel pumps on.
656.
APU is running. TCAS is already on as well. Doors are closed.
Runway 54 Delta on frequency.
Go ahead.
Runway 54 Delta, continue taxi via Golf to stand Echo 1, no delay.
Via Golf, Echo 1. Thank you.
Wizz Air 711, stand 11, request push please.
The 711, push and start approved, facing west, QNH 1018.
Start push approved, facing west, QNH 1018, Wizz Air 711, thank you. Cool. Righty.
Gratia 656, ready to copy your clearance.
Affirm.
Gratia 656, clear destination split, Nives 1 Whiskey departure, runway 04, initial climb 6000 scope 5235.
Before start, checklist, parking brake is set, takeoff speeds thrust we have.
Clear to split via
135, 135, 137, flex 63, windows, doors closed, and the beacon is on. There's one more thing I need to do though.
Gratia 656, read back correct.
Let me go to ACARS, load sheet. I did enter the values, didn't I? Yes, I did. So I need to enter the trim setting. So takeoff is 32 round about 31.9.
Locking gear.
That is down 0.3.
Zagreb ground, good evening. Southwind 7092, holding short Foxtrot.
Southwind 709S2, Zagreb ground, good evening. Continue taxi via Golf, Mike Charlie to stand Echo 2.
Stand Echo 2, Golf, Mike Charlie, thanks so much.
And the shift was 1100 meters for that. Cool.
Croatia 656, ready for push and start.
Gratia 656, push and start approved, facing west, QNH 1018, make it short please.
Facing west, QNH 10.
QNH 1018.
1018, Croatia 656.
Welcome aboard the Captain Black Box Twitch channel subscriber experience. Could new subscribers please make your way to the first class cabin, where complimentary drinks, snacks and premium flight entertainment will be served. Thank you.
1954 Delta, thank you for buying your...
Hey Capitan and chat. Good evening. And again a month passed by
Hey Dustin,
and it's
good evening,
81
this guy.
months now. Awesome.
Hey Brennell, thanks so much for the 81 months. 81 months, crazy, right? Flying, that's a long time. Thank you so much, Brennell. And looking forward to our flight later on. Beautiful aircraft, so let me have a look. That's all good. Engine start. Looking good to start.
Welcome aboard the Captain Black Box YouTube
Start
channel
off close, let's
subscriber
start engine one.
experience. Could new subscribers please make their way to the first class cabin, where complimentary drinks, snacks and premium flight entertainment will be served. Thank you.
Brake set.
Unlocking gear.
Do you prefer the IAE or the CFMs? In real life, I prefer the CFMs, but I do like the sound of the IAE, I have to admit. And yeah, Dustin, thank you so much. I'll be doing well. And Simon Klaassen coming in 24 months, 2 years. Thank you so much for the 2, Simon. Vielen Dank. And I was Scotsman, hello to you. Sorry for the late call out. I'll be doing well.
Ground, hello, Croatia 78, Mike, code short Foxtrot.
Gratia 78 Mike, Zagreb ground, good evening. Continue
Tow
taxi
truck
Vegas,
disconnected,
please
bypass
stand
pin
Echo.
removed. Left is clear,
Echo
right
1,
is
full
clear.
duration for late, Mike.
There we go. So nose of steering has been pulled. He's ready. Let's do the after start flows.
Croatia 656, ready for taxi.
Oh, hang on.
Croatia 656, standby.
So over panel.
711, report ready for taxi, please.
Yeah, Wizz Air 711 ready for taxi.
Wizz Air 711, thank you. Taxi to holding point 104 via Hotel Foxtrot and Alpha.
Hotel Fox Alpha holding point 04 Wizz Air 711. So let's do the quick, the after start.
Correction 656, follow the...
Flight control check, full left, full right, neutral, rudder full left, full right, neutral.
Follow with
After start checklist, anti-ice is off, ecam status checked, pitch trim down 0.3, rudder trim neutral, and that's the after start checklist completed. Rightio, off we go. So Hotel Fox Alpha is as expected. Brake check, brakes are working. Gen X, Reynolds. So GE NX. So one thing, guys, that I've been hearing, the Rolls-Royce engines on the 787 are having issues as well. I've just killed my Navigraph, don't know why. So here's Foxtrot and then Alpha. Yeah, so they're having issues regarding the intervals for the bigger maintenance.
Lufthansa 4, Garcia, Zagreb, good evening.
What rudder pedals do I use? I have the MFG crosswinds. So this is the old area. So the terminal behind us, that terminal area behind us, that is pretty new. I remember being stranded here on this apron on the 737 when I was a first officer because our engine, one of the fan blades was so bent, it must have hit some FOD on takeoff. We didn't notice any vibrations during the flight, but nonetheless, it grounded us, so we had to get mechanics in from Frankfurt to replace the broken fan blade. Radar on. There we go. No, I would have to look into details, Brenold. Foreign object damage, FOD. Wizz Air 711 is ready for departure. Would be able to depart via Charlie.
Wizz Air 711, negative on Charlie. You can continue taxi on intersection Bravo, runway 04.
Okay, we'll take Bravo 04. Thank you. Wizz Air 711. Okay, that's a shame. It was worth a try. So we continue to.
Wizz Air 711, contact Tower 118.3. Have a nice flight.
18.3. Thanks a lot. Take care. Wizz Air 711. So all I'm going to do now, I'm going to go and check the intersection data. So that's 350 feet. I'll leave the rest as is. So shift 350 meters, rest as is. B4 takeoff checklist. Actually, taxi checklist it's called here. So flight controls checked. Flap setting config 1+F. We have radar and predictive windshield system on at auto. Engine mode selector is normal and EKM will take off. No, blue. That is the B4 takeoff checklist completed. Hey Hayden, yes, so yeah, we did get some FOD damage. Zagreb Tower, very good evening from Wizz Air 711, holding point Bravo, ready for departure.
Wizz Air 711, very good afternoon from Zagreb Tower, Foxtrot Bravo, report landing traffic inside.
Holding short, we have the landing traffic inside Wizz Air 711.
Wizz Air 711, behind landing traffic, Airbus A320 via Bravo, line up and wait, runway 04 behind.
Wizz Air 711, behind mentioned landing traffic, runway 04 via Bravo, line up and wait behind. So let's do that. Now there's one more thing I want to try and set, and that is the zoom factor.
Doberdon Tower, Croatia 656, ready for takeoff.
Croatia 656, good afternoon from Zagreb Tower. Continue taxi to holding point Alpha, runway 04, number 2.
Continue taxi to Alpha, runway 04, and number 2, Croatia 656.
So there's the landing traffic. Line up and wait behind. Let me just go get the Navigraph working again here. So 760 feet, right turn. Cool. That is all done. Cabin crew, prepare for departure. TCAS going on. There's landing traffic. Wonderful. Let's check. Approach sector is clear again. Is the throttle in the real airplane stiff? Well, it's okay. It's not too stiff, no. And Organ Aviator, hello to you. These are default sounds for the FSLabs, A-firm. Line of checklist, takeoff runway is 04 Bravo intersection, TCAS TARA, and the packed 1 and 2. Going off now. Let me just go try to get the aircraft onto the center line here. Here we are, pack 1 and 2 off. Hello, Bob. How are you doing? Nice to see you.
Runway Tivat Delta, Croatia 255.
Croatia 255, hold short Foxtrot, contact ground 121.850, bye-bye.
Oh no.
Hold short Foxtrot, switch to ground, Croatia 255.
Wizz Air 711, wind 0 degrees 4 knots, runway 04, clear to takeoff. After departure, contact Zagreb radar on 120.7. Enjoy the ride, bye-bye.
Runway 04, cleared for takeoff. After departure, 120.7. Have a nice evening. Thank you very much. Bye-bye, Wizz Air 711. It's a shame. I can't get my joystick cam to work. I'm sorry. Right, let's go. Take off. Manflex 63 SRS runway. Auto thrust is blue. Thrust set. $100 knots. We want rotate. Positive, gear up.
Welcome aboard the Captain Black Box Duo Channel experience.
Delta 656,
Could new
Foxtrot
subscribers
Alpha,
please
report
make
to
their
landing
way
traffic.
to the first class cabin, where complimentary drinks, snacks and premium
760 feet, turning right.
will be served. Thank you.
Delta 656, thank you. Behind,
Waha
landing
love me
traffic
some
via
BB
Alpha line
content.
open weight runway 04 behind.
Behind traffic.
Zagreb departure, good evening from Wizz Air 711. We're at 1600 climbing 6000.
Wizz Air 711, good evening, identified, climb flight level 200 unrestricted.
Climbing level 200, unrestricted, Wizz Air 711. So 200, unrestricted, 20,000, thrust climb SRS, so still an NADP 1. So we've got a thrust reduction, but we're not accelerating just yet. Pack 1 coming on, after the engine have spooled down to climb power.
And Wizz Air 711, proceed direct Tablet.
Dr. Tebley, thank you, Wizz Air 711. So we're buff sector, we can accept that, direct Tebley. And then we got climb out blue now. And there's the airport. Pack 2 coming on. So here in Europe, if they say unrestricted, then yes, it should be both. So if they say unrestricted, except maintain speed limits, then or speed restrictions, then of course, you know. But if they say unrestricted here in Europe, then it should cover both. Different in the US. You got to be careful. US. They have a different wording on that.
Wizz Air 711, climb flight level 330.
Climb level 330, Wizz Air 711. So what we can do now, flaps are up. Let's disarm the ground spoilers. We'll switch off the turn off and the taxi lights here. Exactly, so Bob is correct. So the 250 knots, that still applies, because that's kind of a global kind of limitation below level 100 in Europe. So proceeding direct, that's good. Yeah, so Jan, the stick inputs, I hope I can get the camera working in a minute. The stick inputs are actually, like I said, really nice and direct here in the FSLabs. Really, really good. Don't know why I switched that on takeoff there. Right, we've got thrust, climb, nav, auto thrust. Autopilot coming on. Steve, good afternoon. How are you? Nice to see you. Yeah, Captain Mitchell, all good, all good. Very much enjoying the FSLabs right now, 100%. Organ Aviator, you're flying along and you hope to join for the approach into Tivat. Very nice. How long do you think it will be until you approach? The flight time is very short, so it says here 58. So only about 40 minutes from now. Where do you switch on the autopilot in real life?
656, flight level 20.
Just dial down the sounds here a bit.
656, good evening, identified, climb flight level 200.
It depends. It depends on the pilot preference.
Climb flight level 200, unrestricted.
Right, it's nice and smooth. Let's switch off the seatbelt signs as well. And the landing lights should be closing.
5656, turn right there.
Right. Altimeters, standard, set.
Turn right, direct, Nivas.
So you can start the, so switching on the autopilot really is for workload reduction. think of it this way. So whenever you feel
November, India, Victor,
that the load or the workload is getting high and you can actually lower it, or you should lower it, then I would definitely recommend switching on the autopilot. Reasons to fly. You missed the FSLabs, but don't use P3 anymore. Glad we have the Phoenix. Yep. That's the important thing is, guys, you need to be happy with the flight sim that you are using. It's just that I like to try out different flight sims from time to time.
Contact radar frequency 130.45.
130450. Thank you much. Bye bye. Wizz Air 711.
Welcome.
So I do like different flight sims, and I try to balance things a bit. And as you know, I've been using P3D for a long time prior to actually, you know, more or less switching over to Microsoft Flight Sim. But I still very much enjoy whenever I fly here in P3D. So Alpha Delta Romeo Whiskey. Let me go try a log on. So ATC connection notification Alpha Delta Romeo Whiskey. Let's notify. I hope I actually have the new Hoppy code included here. Yeah, it could be that I need to check the Hoppy code.
Hotel Bravo 778 Adria identified. Confirm request level 3, cushion 190. Say again. What is your request at level 170 or 190 as in your flight plan?
Yes, I would like to amend the flight plan and I will like to stay at final cruise level 170.
Roger, maintain flight level 170.
Yeah, it still has the,
Thank you very much.
it still has the wrong code in there. Zagreb. Oh, very quiet people there.
HN 791 runway 12 clear takeoff in calm.
Clear for takeoff, runway 12 at GM 791.
Adria Serbia 69 Hotel request descent.
69 Hotel descent level 200 and contact Zagreb now 120.7.
Level 200 contact Zagreb 120.7 Serbia 69 Hotel Zapušena.
Zagreb, correction, Adria radar, good evening from Wizz Air 711. We're passing 165, climbing level 330.
711 Adria identified, continuous cleared.
Yes, cleared, Wizz Air 711, thank you. So let me try to find my Hoppy
Ryanair
code.
395 contact Adria now 130.550. Ryanair 242, descent altitude 9,000 feet, Sarajevo, QNH 109.
So guys, sorry for being a bit quiet. I need to concentrate trying to get the log on code correct.
Lot 2205 for the beginning countdown to 8.
Although I don't know if I would have to reload FSLabs for that. But we shall try. Alright, let's try again. Notify. Now, I guess I would have to reload the aircraft. Oh well, maybe next time. We'll see. But that it should work fine.
Dobar večer, Adria Control, Croatia 656, flight level 160.
MAN, nice to see you. Wie geht's dir? Hope you had a great weekend.
656 Adria identified.
Guys, here's a quick story which happened to me on a real flight a couple of days ago. we had we were starting our descent, and suddenly we got the call from the cabin that oh yeah, and we had some turbulence, some heavy turbulence as well, just prior to when we got the call. It quieted down a bit, but we got the call that one of all the passengers was unconscious in front of one of the toilets. So somebody collapsed while we were starting to descend. It was turbulent. Now, luckily, the turbulence had quieted down a bit. So I told my cabin crew to start their normal medical emergency protocol. So they have a checklist for that. So they try to apply first aid, and then they call out a doctor. And we had a doctor on board. We actually had 2 doctors on board, which was quite good. So. And they got him back to consciousness, and they quickly found out that he was on a Ramadan fast. And so that person, he was an elderly gentleman, yes, but so the very old story. Here. So the problem was that person was dehydrated and needed sugar. Right. So he was actually still very weak. So we descended, and there was not much traffic in front of us. So we asked if we have to expect delays, which we weren't. So we just continued normally. But what I would like to say is that while I highly respect, every religion, I just don't think it's a good idea to go on a very long flight without eating or drinking. So, as far as I'm aware, during the Ramadan fast, they don't even drink water during the day. Right. Is it daylight or is it daytime? Because daylight, obviously, when you fly to the US or Canada, you're going to have he would have even longer period of time without having any food or drink. Yeah. So, is it sunrise to sunset? Yeah, so again, guys. Yeah, so I do respect all the religions. I do expect all that. The thing is, though, it's somewhat unpractical to stay on an aircraft where you dehydrate faster, anyways, than on Earth. If you're not flying. So you are asking for trouble, right? Yeah, it just dehydrates you so quickly when you fly. Monitor says you saw some stuff about airlines finally having stricter rules about operating flights and fasting. Yeah. Oh yes, so Elias, I absolutely agree. So fasting for pilots should be a no-go. It should be a no-go at all, right? I mean, you can't have pilots fasting and, be responsible operating an aircraft with all those lives on board. Yeah, so fasting is not a good idea when you're flying aircraft.
Agent 3 Lima Golf had identified.
Or when operating heavy machinery. Yeah, Winky. Yeah, I agree. Hey, Winky.
Grade 36 Charlie Adria.
So somebody told me as well, because it does interest me, so I'm interested in these topics.
36 Charlie, sorry for the delay.
So somebody was telling me that apparently when you are traveling, you are allowed to drink water, right?
Charlie Adria identified 350.
Do you use the approach button on the RNAV approach and the P3DV5.4? I don't think you should. unless, I mean, I don't know, the IAN mode, so the Integrated Approach Navigation mode, isn't yet working on the PMDG, correct?
Please Riley 11, right now 2428.
Okay, there we go. So it's good to get some proper infos on that. So getting people telling me that during the Ramadan fast, you are allowed and encouraged to break the fast when you travel. Okay, that's good to hear. So it's more a personal decision then, for whatever reason, you know, that you don't eat and drink. Again, but I can tell you guys, if you are traveling and you are on the Ramadan fast, please at least drink water. You are just, you know, risking your health.
Roger, 656.
So yeah, please drink. That's very important.
Can you please repeat for 656?
Confirm your inbound Nupsok as you are deviating.
Yeah, so Pod, once again, Pod, if you're able to help on these flights, a big thank you from my side. I'm always really happy and relieved if I actually have someone on board that is able to you know, provide medical services if needed. So yeah, big thank you. I have wing views, yes. So there's one.
Stand by. Radar Alpaca 20 Delta requesting 5 minutes of cockpit.
5 minutes.
Talk about drinking, I'm going to drink here as well.
Report back Alpaca 20 Delta.
Oh yeah, another thing which I find so cool, we were actually 3 pilots on our way to Canada, and I just love how I can then distribute the workload. So I was pilot flying, my first officer was operating the radios, and I just told my third, or the other first officer, I told him to take over all the communications with the cabin crew. So I was listening in into the cabin interphone system, so I could hear what what they were telling us regarding the situation in the cabin. But you know, having very experienced first officers in the flight deck is such a huge help, and it's great. It's great to see how we can, you know, manage all the workload and distribute tasks, and use those resources. Really cool. Hayden, I never heard of anyone passing out to that. Yeah, so hypoglycemic is also when you're missing glycogen or missing kind of carbohydrates, right? Or any kind of energy from food in the bloodstream. Hayden, are you a medical professional as well? I'm going to go fetch the weather from Tivat here. So go MCDU ATSU AOC menu arrival 8 is.
China 2428, establish Charlie 11. 2428, runway 11, clear line.
So I don't see any 8s available.
Clear line, runway 11, right here, 248.
Yeah, no, let's get the weather. So we're going to take Tivat, and I'm also going to take Belgrade.
Turkish 4 from my contact, Adriana 1.
Because we'll be flying on the second flight. We're going to go to Belgrade. So Gavera 2 knots. Now, normally I would love to have control in Tivat, but I have to admit that way it's going to be easy for us to do the circling approach. Hayden, your ambulance service staff. Nice. Okay, cool. But still, Hayden, GG's. Well done.
Confirm 130550.
Yeah, so machine code. The person also got some Coca-Cola. Right. That's usually one of the quickest things to get people, you know, or get them hydrated with some sugar. Of course, assuming that they're not in any ways
Genex 8862 destination needs Amugo 2 Delta runway 29er, squawk 1000.
Destination number 2 Delta departure runway 29er, squawk 1000.
Yeah, machine code, that does sound a bit like heat stroke. Hey, Bexing Club, do you know why I get a L deviation bar doing flying around approach, not an AR? Because in the F comments are saying like check. Yeah, so normally I've never had aircraft where I actually have the LDEF, and I usually have it switched off in the settings. So under options. You talk about Phoenix, right? So in the Phoenix, you can switch that off.
Negative, but Dolomite Alpha, you can also lift for Unicom band.
Unicom 1.
So let's go into the data. So variable winds are into 00 and 2 knots. Temperature 18 degrees, so that's a bit colder there. And 1017. Our alternate, Belgrade, has good weather as well, no threats.
For November Mike Adria.
So that's a good, valid alternate airport. And right now, let's do a quick check here. So Idazi, we had 5.4.
Go ahead.
And we were supposed to have 5.0 tons. And we're supposed to have been there 16 minutes after departure. So we departed at 11 past, so 27. Yeah, perfect. So we're right on time at Idazi, and we have about 300 kilograms more than required. So one thing I've forgotten, RATNAV clear. First of all, secondary copy deactive, and fixed info page clear. And then for the circling, I'm already going to enter the runway extension to help me with the approach in a minute. So the plan is as follows. Now, even though we don't have to fly the circling, but of course it's so much fun. So we're going to fly the localizer approach 3-2 and then circle to land. And there is a nice chart here for the circling. So runway track is 134, so we could go 314. Radial, so we have the extended center line. I'm going to put myself a 2-mile radius so that I know where I should be at 600 feet roundabout. And then I've told you guys from time to time how to program these waypoints. Here we got our top descent coming up any second now. So what you can do under data, pilot waypoints. So I can put Tivat.
711 when ready, descent level 190.
When ready, descent level 190 with air 711. Going to start my descent, so descend alt blue 190.
95 Victor Hotel further.
So I'm going to put the place at. So this one here, it's going to be place bearing distance. So from Tango India Victor, bearing
220 Delta
is 154. It's a bit offset and 3 miles distance. I'm going to put that there. Store new waypoint. So we created this waypoint now. I'm going to put Tivat 02 ident place. I'm going to take this waypoint. So Tivat. How about it had 01? And not just one. Then 295 degrees. And overall 4.7 nautical miles. You can see that 4.7.
Leipziger 255 to destination.
Store.
Amugo 2 Delta departure runway 29.
Then Tivat 03. We're going to take Tivat 02 as a reference, which is this point here. Bearing 314.
Correct.
And distance 1.5. I'm going to store that. Yes, we're going to do 3 flights today. So the second flight is going to be from Tivat to Belgrade, but we'll do that in the Phoenix. So we've done that. So now we have all these waypoints, which will help us then to align ourselves with the runway. But for that, let me just put Lima Yankee Tango Victor 14 as a reference for the threshold. And we can use that later on as well. Cool. So the minimums for the circling, let's just check that, is, so Charlie category 1840. I'm going to round that up though to 1900 for us today. Config full. And the landing performance, let's have a look here. Landing at Lima Yankee Tango Victor. Runway 14. Landing weight 63.2.
Hotel Bravo Victor Echo Mike. Hello again.
Yeah, 63.9. Yeah, that's good.
Stand 2. We are ready for earlier Jet 35.
All the values are correct. 181017. Let's just check those values again.
Yep.
We'll do dry runway, normal landing, config full, air conditioning on,
runway 29er, via Hamburg 2 Delta departure, squawk 1000, Hotel Echo Mike.
Hotel Echo Mike is correct.
Is it possible that you don't make a difference between the exact procedure RNP and RNP approach? Yeah. Yeah, Berting Club. Yeah, I think that will be getting too complicated for people, so that's why I just have one procedure there. And again, it's always assuming that you don't have. The approach is correct, 139. Assuming that, of course, that you don't have the LDF, so the lateral deviation, visible. So low auto brake setting will be 2363 factored, but we're going to take medium because we have to do backtrack. So we're landing 14 and then backtrack. Cool. Oh, we got Dubrovnik coming up. Look at that. Hang on.
Please, 458, start approved.
There's Dubrovnik right below us there. Look at that. Beautiful. Nice.
Peter 711, descend level 130.
Descent flat level 130 with their 711. 130. So we're coming via Pinook. And then we have these waypoints. I don't see any altitude restrictions. So it's just going to be speed restrictions. That's fine with me.
Lufthansa 3 Tango stop climb level 300 300 for separation.
So quick briefing. Still 320 Sharklets. No technical issues. Currently fuel state, we have 4.8 And min diversion is 3.0, so we have about 1.7 extra. So that's good enough for at least 2 more approaches. We're going to fly the standard ILS Yankee approach down to a minimum of baro 1900. That's a circling altitude for the circling via these tracks. So if we do the miss approach prior... 135.150, thank you, Wizz Air 711.
Ciao.
Ciao. Podgorica radar, good evening from Wizz Air 711. We're passing 210, descending 130.
Wizz Air 711, good evening, Podgorica radar, you are identified. Continue descent flight level 120, cleared for Pinuk 3 Alpha, arrival runway 32, expect circling 14.
Oh, fantastic. So we're cleared down level 120, and we're expecting the Pinuk 3 Alpha for the localizer 32, circling 14. Thank you much, Wizz Air 711. What about the altitude below the arrow connecting 2 waypoints? Hang on. Where are you now? Hold on. On the arrival chart? Oh, that's what you mean here, right? So these are the minimum en route altitudes. And these are usually either because of terrain or because of state regulations. So, for example, reception of VORs, etc., etc. So the state will give you a minimum en route altitude. So here it's 9,000, then 6,000, 6,000. Yeah. So in principle, MAN, in principle, you are correct. You do have some restriction regarding altitude. Affirm. Yeah, Organ, do so. Would these pilot waypoints be deleted after the flight? No. So Jan, no. As a matter of fact, if you go to init page and then go to data and then go to aircraft status page, look at that. It tells you how many routes pilots have stored. So we've got 1 route stored and 3 waypoints stored. And here you have to delete those. So then just let me check then if you have some restrictions actually showing up here. Pinuk. Yeah. So MAN, so here's the thing, right? Since we are over water there, we could be cleared lower by ATC. So if we get cleared lower, then we are allowed to... Wrong chart, hang on, let's just check. Pinuk 3 Alpha. Oh, you're right. Disregard. 3 Alpha. Yeah, so, but then again, thanks for the tip. So if you got 9,000, right, and you get cleared below that without having to fly any restrictions, then you can go below that, yeah. They are not being deleted, no. So Avenger, normally those waypoints will not be deleted after landing, no. So, okay, I was going to put the seatbelts on. I was talking about the missed approach. So, missed approach. For the approach itself, localizer, if we for any reason decide not to go into the circling, it's going to be left turn. Max 185 knots. And then 199 degrees, intercept the 337 or the 157 course to Romeo Oscar locator. So I'm going to follow the path and I'm going to climb at above 6,000.
Continue to descend 6,000 feet, QNH 1017.
Descending 6,000, QNH 1017, Wizz Air 711. So we still got thrust idle descent out blue. 6,000.
Wizz 3 Papa Bravo, welcome to Tivat via Bravo, stand number 5. Via Bravo, stand number 5, Wizz 3 Papa Bravo.
Welcome aboard the Captain Black Box Duo Channel Experience.
I don't know if it's
Could new
Orbix
subscribers please make their way
Tivat.
to
I
the
think it's
first class
DD.
cabin, where complimentary drinks, snacks, and premium flight infotainment.
So
will be
first of all,
served.
big thank you to
Thank
Hayden.
you.
Sorry for the late call out, Hayden. Thanks again. 5 months. And the live cockpit's coming in with 9 months resub as well. Live cockpits, thank you so much for that. If we are already in the circling approach and we have to go around, we'll contact ATC. But normally we would then join the missed approach from the localized approach. That depends on what ATC gives us as a clearance. Now somebody just asked what the difference is here. So here on this chart you don't have that T written there. And I'm a bit confused as well right now because of the T. I need to check that because usually
monitor radar display.
That would be like T for terrain, but I don't think that's correct.
Wind shear ahead.
Oh my God,
Always
Pod!
learn so
What
much.
are you doing?
Thanks again.
Jesus! Oh my God, Pod! Thank you so much for the €100 donation. Man. Blimey. Pod, that's really kind. Big thank you.
Wizz 711, radar service terminated, report passing Lusty.
Cody passing Lusty, Wizz Air 711. Thank you so much, Pod. That's so kind. Wow, that's a huge amount. €100. Right, I'm speechless. I'm just like, thank you so much, man. Where were we? Right, in the approach. Yeah, oh yeah, the T's on the on that. I need to check that. I have not seen those for ages. Maybe someone else knows here what it says specifically with the T. The thing is, these are Jeppesen charts, so I don't know if I see them on ours as well. What's
Seasonal
going on?
greetings and thanks for the gifted sub.
Seasonal greetings. Oh my God, MAN. What's going on? 10 gifted as well. Guys, thank you so much. Oh my God. I need to concentrate. Thanks so everyone that's just been gifted a sub, Janlop, Vesak, Hirsch, Yeo, Bro Flugo, Dropsticks, Milchentoleranz, Laffe, Captain Azores, and Dayon 87. Please say a big thank you to MAN, who just dropped a 10 gifted sub bomb. Oh my God. That's really kind. Oh, nice. We've got some lights coming on here. Very pretty. So we're cleared for the approach. So we got Lasty currently 6,000 here. And we're going to maintain, well, 6,000. We should maintain that until Lasty. And then Lasty we can go down to 4,000. Oh, hang on. That has the T. I just found something. The T has something to do with transition level. So the chart should not be used without first. Is it switching to?
Serbia 27 Yankee, hello, Podgorica, you're identified. When ready, descend flight level 120.
I'm going to activate the approach phase here.
Light vision are located in the panels above your head. Thank you.
T is the MOCA. Okay. Wow, that was really nice. Like that. So I'm going to pre-dial 4000. We have the localizer identified. Tango India Victor. Here comes flaps 1. Speed check. Flaps 1. And there's the airport in the background. So let's go down. We're going to do this with 0%.
You can continue to descend 2600, cleared localizer 32, circling 14, report runway 14 inside.
Yeah, so we're descending 2600, cleared the localizer 32, circling 14. I call you runway inside, Wizz Air 711. So I'm going to put this with localizer mode, lock armed. Here comes flaps 2. Just take out a little bit of energy. And then we're supposed to be GOZUT at 4000.
Yes, Serbia 27 Yankee, are cleared for Mike Oscar Juliet 3 Alpha, arrival for Isla Zulu.
Well, I wouldn't say so. PNAF, I wouldn't say I prefer P3D over Microsoft Flight Sim for certain flights. I mean, I would say I do prefer to use certain aircraft types here in P3D. Yeah, so Ducky, whenever I get that question, I always say that I would be not going into P3D if you don't already own it. The reason being is there's just so many add-ons that you would require to make your flight sim look, you know, somewhat nice. And hence, yeah, we're talking about at least, I would say, between 750 to 1,000 euros to make it look, you know, nice and have good aircraft add-ons. Yeah, but you're going to have the 777 PMG in the not too distant future. So just make sure that we have the right approach here. So from the Tango Alpha Zulu beacon, we're going to stand down from 2,600 to our circling altitude of 1,900 feet. So we're cleared for the localizer approach, so lock is armed, and we are cleared for the circling as well. That looks very pretty, doesn't it? And again, performance excellent, 60 FPS plus. So I've got VSync on right now. The sun is setting. So one thing I've forgotten to do to help us with the approach, so let me go put Tivat 02 in here. Tivat 03. So that's a Tivat 01. We'll turn to Tivat 02 and so on. And here I'm going to put this to progress page. Alt star. So we're just going to do a quick level off. And now I'm going to dial in 1900 for the circling. I'm going to go track FPA. And Wizz Air 711 has the landing runway 14 in sight.
2500. Wizz Air 711, winds calm, runway 14, clear to land.
Runway 14, clear to land. Thank you, Wizz Air 711. So flight director off. So we're lucky with the daytime. Good thing I swapped the time to 1 hour earlier. Otherwise it would have been dark here. Here comes gear down. Arm the spoilers. Flaps 3. I'm going to wait with flaps full until we are closer to the base turn, because there will be kind of a level off segment here.
100
so,
above.
Yeah, runway is inside. So let me just dial down the terrain. So
minimum.
Continue. I'm going to pull now on the heading up to get it into track out. And so from this waypoint, we're going to go to Tivat 02. Start my turn here, and the idea is to fly around that terrain below us there. I'm going to switch off the GPWS for now.
Esther P3DV5.4 Yankee, continue descent 10,000, QNH 1016.
Right into the sunset, very nice.
27 Yankees, it's 10,000, 10,000.
So the airport elevation is pretty much sea level. So that's a 2-mile circle there. So I want to be 600 feet at that point. So there we are, en route to the 3DME from the Tivat DME. So here's the raw data indication for that. So we don't completely rely on the indications from the nav display. They can be inaccurate. So you always want to have some sort of hard data there. Hey Yoda, manual thrust, manual flights. Speed managed. Flaps coming full. Landing checklist, economical landing no blue. So now we're going to turn to the next waypoint and I'm going to start our descent. And the important data now is the distance to the threshold. Right, there's our runway. And Altabiko. Have you been cycling, you two? So 6,000 should be at least for the missed approach. Going to increase our rate of descent here, and here we turn now to the final. Currently 3 miles away from the threshold. 1,000 feet per minute should be fine. So now comes the difficult task, and that is to try to pick up the runway. And the threshold looks very pretty, I have to say. Yeah, keep descending, keep descending. We've got to reach about 600 feet there. Going to be a little bit higher still.
Yeah, 27 Yankee, continue descend 7,000.
Descend.
1,000.
1,000 is checked. Just going to extend that a little bit more here. Trying to get on to the final. 1,000 feet per minute maximum. Oh, actually, we're doing very well. Look at that. 2 red, 2 white. So normal profile now. And let's then turn on to final here. Oh, now we're low. Correct there. We're so well on profile there. There we go. Back on 1 white, 3 red. Clear to land. The wind pretty much calm.
500.
Now on path. Oh. Big lag. Come on. Recover, recover, recover. Jesus. Didn't have a big lag all stream. Now suddenly on final. Big lag.
300.
But we're good.
200.
We are good. Just a little bit low here.
100. 40. 30. 20. Retard. 10. 5.
Yeah, just give me a left side reverse, no reverse. Right engine, we've got spoilers and manual brakes. Backtrack. I don't know what it is with the FSLabs. You know, like I said, the whole control of the aircraft is just so much more reliable. Very nice. Pod, once again, thank you so much for your donation. Man, 100 euros. And a big thank you again to MAN for the huge 10 gifted sub bomb as well. Thank you so much, guys. That was for you guys. Yeah, so these approaches are challenging, no doubt. But it's all about preparations. That's what it is about. And you have certain things here that you can program. You have certain things that you can use, like we use that circle or those waypoints there, and just have a game plan ready. And so when you're flying in cruise flight, you have some time. You have you have a relaxed state where you have lots of space. Then yeah, try to get your head around how you're going to fly the approach. Uh, 10 o'clock, yeah, Brenold, because we're flying from Tivat to Belgrade.
11, vacate next right, taxi to stand number 7.
Next right, stand 7. Thank you so much for the amazing approach. Much appreciated, Wizard 711. So, of course, you want to follow me. Let's start the APU. Unfortunately, right now is one of those daytimes where, so when the sun has just set, that's actually one of the times where P3 looks, in my opinion, not so good. But the approach itself, that was really nice. Oh, did you see, guys? We had 2 damaged aircraft again today. There was one in Heathrow with the British Airways and the Virgin Atlantic. So British Airways 350 and Virgin Atlantic 787. And then there was another one, someone sent a screenshot. It was an Austrian 320 where I think the right stabilizer was missing completely. It was torn off. I've never seen such a thing. Never ever before. Whoop. Crazy.
Yesterday 27 Yankee, actually for Ryla Zulu, runway 36, report on 5.
Oh, that's a tight fit as well. Blimey. Is that stand 7 there? Yeah, it is. Wow, right at the end. Yeah, on the ground. Yeah. Maybe somebody can link, post a link to that picture, guys, because again, it looked horrendous. The amount of force required to tear off a complete right. Nice positioning on the stand there with the high loaders. We're going to ignore those. Thank you much for the so only the Joker. Posted a link. Horrible. I mean, wow. Thanks, Joker. So we're going to come around here. Yeah, that's going to be very expensive repair for sure. Oh, did actually quite well in that parking spot there. Very nice. GG's. Park brake is on. We've got the AP running. Let's get some dome light on here. 2 and 1. So the rest of the items. Hey, Matt Mackham, how you doing? It was very windy yesterday in the UK, right? And even London today, I had like 35 to 40 knots, wasn't it? There we go. Beacon off. Seatbelts off. And then let's have a look. All the lights off. Read a parking checklist. So we have the park brake or chocks. Park brake is set. Engines are off. Wing lights are off. And fuel pumps to go. Fuel pumps are now off. Parking checklist completed. Fantastic. Yeah, so normally I think some airlines have the limit to wait until you have N1 go below 10%. That will be a good point. Maybe some have 15%, but really, as soon as the engines spool down by about 50% from the normal idle power setting, then it shouldn't really be a problem. I mean, look at that. I mean, just look at the... Look how it's torn off. It's lying right there. How? I mean, there were no injuries, which is good. So it says on the news, it says an Austrian Airlines Airbus 320neo was substantially damaged in a ground collision at Vienna Airport. There's no injuries. And the right horizontal stabilizer was ripped off when the A320 collided with the jet bridge near gate Foxtrot 33. A jet bridge. Jesus. The wing is also damaged? Wow, that's really, really bad, yeah. Jeez. Very nice. Guys, so huge thank you again to MAN for the 10 gifted and Pod for the €100 donation. Thank you so, so much. Big round of applause for that again. That's really, really kind. Gave you about 10 minutes. In 10 minutes, we're going to fly the Phoenix 320. So we have a nice comparison. We're going to fly here from Tivat. And we're going to go and fly to Belgrade. Thank you so much, everyone. And I'll see you very, very soon.